welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today's video is really exciting because I'm making a 0-point chili. This turns out so good every single time, so I think you guys will really like it. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below, and let's go ahead and get started. If you guys hear anything in the background, it's just this little hellion. You guys already know all about Cooper, but he just turned 1 year old, so you can wish him happy birthday in the comments. So today he had a birthday cake, and now he's having popcorn and a movie, so he's gonna be playing in the back. So to get started on my chili, this is a really simple crock pot recipe, but I do like to cook down some of the onions and the meat first. I've always cooked my meats first. I'm not sure if it's a requirement, but that is something I always do. So I've got about half of a large onion that I chopped up here and cooked down a little bit. And to that, I'm gonna add half of a 3-pound package, so about 1.5 pounds of 98% fat-free ground turkey. I'm also gonna spray it with a little bit of olive oil just so it doesn't stick to the pan. I'm gonna put away the rest to freeze, and I'll use it in a different recipe. And for now, we're just gonna let this cook down a little bit before we add anything else. But you can throw in some salt and pepper, whatever seasonings you like at this point as well. And then once it's cooked a little bit, we will add our chili seasoning. For just the onions, I have it on a low heat, so I'm gonna move it on over to medium so that meat can start cooking. Once your turkey meat has cooked down to being pretty brown, it doesn't have to be all the way done since you're gonna put it in the crock pot, but I think mine is. You wanna drain out any fat that you have. Since it's 98% fat-free, you really shouldn't have much fat, so I don't have to drain mine. And then we're gonna add about half a package of the McCormick Chili seasoning. Depending on how you like your chili, you could also add a whole one, but for me, I find that it only takes about half, and then I add some chili powder to it. Now that that is setting, we're gonna get started on our other ingredients. So you're gonna need some beef broth, chili powder. I also like to add some Mrs. Dash seasoning. You definitely don't have to have this, but I like to put just a little bit in it. Petite diced tomatoes, preferably no salt added, but I wanted the big container and they didn't have any. And then I have 2 cans of no salt added black beans. So the first step is we're gonna go ahead and drain and rinse both of these cans before we put everything in the crock pot. Now we're gonna put our turkey and onion in the crock pot. I have to get my husband to help me with this because the pan is always so heavy. And I've been a little clumsy lately, so I don't want to drop it everywhere. Don't get me wrong, guys, I have some pretty big muscles. I can totally lift that on my own, but it's really hard to be filming and lifting things. And whoop, see, I almost knocked over my camera just then. Just an example. So we've got our turkey and onion mixture in there. I'm gonna add my 2 cans of drained and rinsed black beans, an entire can of petite diced tomatoes, and then I'm gonna add some beef broth. So we use the whole 32 ounces of beef broth. And I'm gonna go in with some chili powder. I like a good amount of chili powder. I like for it to be a little bit spicy. And I'm gonna add some of the Mrs. Dash seasoning. Then I'm gonna just stir it up. Now we're just gonna pop on the lid. I'm gonna set it to cook low for 8 hours. And there you have it. That is my 0-point chili. You get plenty of servings out of this. I would say anywhere from a cup to 2 cups is normally what I have in a serving. So then you can have it with crackers, you can have it with grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm a grilled cheese sandwich type of person myself, but it's totally up to you what you want to have with it. So there is the recipe. I'll have it all in the description as well. That is my classic 0 point chili recipe. I love it. My husband loves it. We eat every single bit of it every time. It also will freeze really well, so you can store it in the fridge for 4 days. I typically don't like keeping it in there longer than that. And then you can freeze it. Super easy to reheat. Lots of different things you can pair with it. I'm thinking on the purple plan, I might actually throw it onto some potatoes, since those are also 0 points for me now, which has been such a blessing. So I hope everyone's doing good on their new plans or still on blue. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, and also let me know if you add pasta to your chili. I have never done that, but I've seen some people doing it, so I'm curious to know if that's something you guys are into and if I should try it out. I know this isn't a full-on meal prep video, but I thought the recipe might be helpful for some of you guys, so please feel free to tag me on Instagram and stuff if you are trying it out. I love seeing when you guys do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Cooper, can you say bye? Did you tear up your popcorn? One night. Ugh.